surface, it looks like a historic victory, a long-awaited return of Africa's stolen treasures. But beneath the gleaming walls of Nigeria's newest museum of West Africa art, a deeper controversy is unfolding. I'm Whitney Mckoy, and we're going to take you inside the $25 million art campus in Benin City, where the legacy of Benin Bronzes have sparked a new debate about power, restitution, and who truly owns history. Let's get into it. In a corner of the museum stands a proud cockerel, a plaque of three mighty warriors, and the bust of a king with a beaded collar, replicas of the priceless artifacts looted by British colonial forces in 1897. These are the Benin Bronzes, thousands of intricate sculptures and plaques that once adorned the royal palace of the Kingdom of Benin, before it was burned down during a brutal British expedition. For more than a century, those treasures were scattered across Europe and America, displayed in Western museums while Nigeria fought to bring them home. After decades of negotiations, the Museum of West African Art, known as MOAA, is opening its doors. But visitors hoping to see the famous Benin Bronzes themselves will be disappointed. Instead, they'll find replicas and contemporary works, including a clay installation by artist Yinka titled Nigeria Imaginary Homecoming. Despite the hype, none of the original bronzes are on public display. More than 150 have been returned to Nigeria in the last 5 years, from Germany, the Netherlands, and private collections. But the question of where they belong has reignited tensions at home. For years, debates over restitution were focused on Europe, but the fiercest conflict is now internal. Should the bronzes belong to Nigeria's federal government, to Edo State, where the Kingdom of Benin once stood, or to Oba of Benin, the monarch whose ancestors commissioned them centuries ago? The Oba argues that since they were looted from his palace, they rightfully belong to the royal family. European governments thought the issue was settled until 2023, when Nigeria's federal government declared the Oba the rightful custodian of all returned artifacts. The decision sidelined Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, whose administration had helped establish the museum, and sparked accusations that Moa was built to seize control of these bronzes. The announcement sent shockwaves through Europe. German newspapers called it a fiasco, warning that the bronzes might disappear into private royal storage. But Nigerian cultural advocates say that it's unfair and hypocritical, as art curator Mercy explains plans are already on the way to display the treasures at the new Benin Royal Museum near the Oba's residence. And for many Africans, the issue is not where they're kept, but that they're finally home. As one restitution campaigner puts it, these artifacts were stolen during invasion. Their return is a moral duty, not a Western favor. Backup more curators are shifting focus. The museum will showcase artifacts from across West Africa, explore archaeology of the Benin site, and collaborate with the British Museum, which still holds the largest single collection of Benin bronzes. Director Philip Nyacho says that the goal is to prove that Africa has world-class institutions capable of preserving its own heritage. In his words, we were never meant to be the exclusive Benin Bronzes Museum, but we will be a home for their story. And that story continues, a story of empire and restitution of art, an identity of Africa reclaiming not just its treasures, but its narrative. So, yes, we'll continue to follow the story to see exactly where these bronzes end up. Let me know. Should artifacts like the Benin Bronzes be held by national governments, local monarchs, or shared with the world? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the African Diaspora News channel for more news on the African Diaspora. Until next time, I'm Whitney Mckoy. Stay connected, stay informed.